Good morning. Actually, we can see the sun is coming in. It is January the 21st. I've been off for a couple of days. Life being really busy around here. One of my kids is going back home, so that means we all got the family together to have one big last dinner together before that particular child heads back to the East Coast. So, been off for a couple of days and sitting here and watching and waiting to see what would happen down south. Ouch. Kink. And the 19th really was not that busy. It was everybody going, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And then yesterday happened. And again, it's all ceremonial, whatever. And I will concede I've got no use for that kind of ceremony. Even watching the coronation of His Majesty King Charles III, it was like, yeah, I'll watch the highlights later. I don't need to. And I don't really have much interest in the U.S. kind of ceremonies because they just don't interest me. There's nothing wrong with them. Not something that interests me. And I really only have an interest in the British, like the monarchy, because it's tradition and it's history and it's that continuity that things keep going, even when things get really tough. But then later in the evening after everything had settled down and all my guests had left, I decided to get online and start looking at what executive orders Mr. Trump had put through, because there was already the rumors from the 18th and 19th that there was over 100 of them that he was going to sign on the first day. And I was like, okay, let's see what they are. Some of them are silly. Some of them like making January 6th Liberation Day in the U.S. And it's like, okay, whatever. That's the day they all attacked Capitol in 2021. It was like, no, that's not liberation. Revoking everything, not everything, but just about everything Biden had put through. Any executive orders that Biden had put through, he immediately got rid of. I don't think he read them. It was just something that had Biden's name on it, so he got rid of them. He's going to leave the World Health Organization because they didn't do enough to protect the American people during the COVID pandemic. Well, it's the World Health Organization. They're not supposed to take care of your country. They're just supposed to make sure the information gets out there and verify that certain methods are going to work or not methods, and they track things. They don't come in and take care of your health. But he wanted to get out of the World Health Organization last time he was in office. So that was one of them. Revoke being in the Paris Climate Accord from years ago. He refused to sign on to that. So, and then Biden went, yes, we're in it. And now he's revoked that. And then he classified, and those are like, okay, I think he's an idiot for doing it, but it had Biden's name on it, and it's got a pet peeve thing he has with certain things. And the next one was an national emergency of immigration along the borders. So he sent the armed forces down to take care of that. You can just see the president of Mexico going, and then the next one that bothers me is the national emergency for energy, and that just said drill baby drill. Well, his logic is he wants to make sure that the U.S. is self-sufficient in energy, but yet he got rid of Biden's energy things that would allow for the increase in green energy, which would really have made the U.S. self-sufficient. But in him doing that and telling them to drill, baby, drill, as much as Danielle Smith, Premier of Alberta, rubs me the wrong way, she has been going to him and talking to the governors, etc., about how this is going to be detrimental if he puts the 25% tax on everything. And she's trying to protect her own industry in her own province, and I get that. But now he's going to do this, which is going to endanger her industry, even if he doesn't put the 25%. tariff on our energies and energy sources in Canada, it's still going to hurt our energy sector because they're going to have more energy, more oil, more fuel in the US, so they don't need ours. Now, unfortunately for him, think I've got the picture right, but we produce, or Mother Nature produced for us, a heavier crude than Mother Nature produced for them in the States. And it's our kind of crude that they need for processing, where their kind of crude isn't the right kind of crude. And I keep running into this going, we don't need to worry because the kind of crude they have isn't the kind they need. And to be able to process their crude the way they need to for final product, they'd have to rebuild a whole infrastructure. So a lot of people are saying, don't worry about it. He has said the 25% tariff February the 1st. Now, I'm going to see which way that goes. We're all going to watch and see how that goes. Because we know he's a bully. We've watched him be a bully. And he's going to keep people on the string and keep seeing how much he can wangle out of people. And it's like the boss saying, oh, you've got a promotion coming, or you've got a raise coming, let me see in 2 weeks, so you keep you on your toes. Oh, I might get a raise, I might get a promotion, but it never comes. And that's exactly how this is making me feel, is that he's just going to keep pulling us along in his story. So what do our leaders need to do, which they already have? The EU leaders have, they're going, we can't trust you, you showed us that 4 years ago. So we're just going to make new ties and new connections around the world and set up our trading partners around the world. Increase it. So for us, let's increase it with the Commonwealth. We're part of the Commonwealth. Let's do this. So make greater connections with the UK, South Africa, South America. They're not part of the Commonwealth, but there we go. India. Come on, New Zealand, Australia. I mean, come out of Vancouver, ship straight to Australia and New Zealand. We can do this. So, what's it going to do for us? I've said it before. I'll probably say it again. Times are going to get tough. But let's not get hooked into the panic mode, because that doesn't help anybody. Let's not get into stockpiling. There's organizations out there called preppers, PREPPER. Their whole mentality is the whole world is going to collapse, and it's going to be each man for his own, and therefore this is what you have to do. And I'm saying, let's not go to that mentality, but let's use some common sense, and instead of stockpiling, let's buy what we need to buy and not worry about having the biggest and the best. Let's go for the best we can afford, not the best because marketing says we need the best. So if you're on your last big pack of toilet paper, then you go and buy another one. You don't do what people did in the pandemic and go up and buy whole buggyfuls of toilet paper, which that one always blew me. Why are you buying toilet paper? Why is that your panic purchase when there's a pandemic? No idea. Let's buy what we need and not overbuy. And that's going to protect our financials, because that's going to help secure. Because a little bit of scare here, and I think their numbers are wrong. I don't think it'll be quite that bad, to be honest. But about a week ago, Doug Ford was quoted as saying, if he puts the 25% tariff on, it's going to cost 500,000 jobs. Now, because it was the Premier of Ontario that said that, I'm assuming he means 500,000 jobs in Ontario. I'm hoping he just meant nationally. But 500,000 jobs nationally is still an awful lot of job loss. Okay. Do I really think Trump knows what he's doing? Not really. He's put enough of his own businesses under that I really don't think he's as wonderful a businessman as he likes to think he is. He makes his millions on his name. So, there we go. Stay calm. Carry on. Which doesn't mean you can't complain. It just means right now it's crappy. This is what I have to do to keep going in a forward motion. There's nothing else we can do except put your hand out there. Help the person that's beside you. Share. Buy that food bag that you can give to the food bank. Support homeless shelters. We have 80,000. Oh, I haven't got my numbers right. It's not yet. I'm going to hope it's only 80,000 because I think it's 800,000. But 80,000 people in Ontario that are homeless right now. And we're hitting minus 24. I just checked. And the northern Ontario is at minus 29. And that's before the wind chill factor. So that's cold no matter where you are. So that's how we can help. Put our hand out. Let's help each other. Let's not become the grumpy neighbors who are always grumbling about each other. Let's put our hands together. And that mentality of resilience is the word I'm looking at. We're not giving up. We're not going to let him beat us. Now, he cannot. It's in their constitution. He cannot be there in 4 years, which means he will leave and somebody else will come in. But we need to watch and protect our butts. And sort of on the closing thought here, which burns me, probably the biggest one, probably the biggest one, is he has said the federal United States government recognizes only two genders, male and female. That's it. And that gender affirming surgeries are no longer allowed or will no longer be supported. Well, I'm sorry. Where does he have the right to tell me that how I feel? If I feel that I should have been born a male and I would feel better without my ladies and I want to dress like a man, what place has he got, if I was an American, to say that? I'm not hurting anybody. I am not doing anything legally wrong. It's because his base feels threatened because some people come along and say, you know what, I think I'd rather have been born a male or a female or whatever. And that one burns me because he wants to say we are going to be a colorless, merit-based society. Except for, look at poverty and who's in the poverty level are usually people of darker skin. They're black, they're Latino, they're whatever. So that one sort of burned me. So on that closing thought, there you go. The other closing thought is, I just read earlier, like an hour ago, that he was going to stop all U.S. financial assistance to other countries. Go. It's going to be, the next few days are going to be interesting to watch. I'm just taking it one day at a time and going on I'm buying what I need. I'm replacing what I need when I need. Like, I had to replace my siding. Cost me a nice penny, but the siding needed and the gutters needed to replace. So I replaced my gutters and my siding when they needed to be replaced. That's sort of my mentality. And I think that's what we're going to have to do for the next 4 years and just take it one day at a time, guys. Keep a smile on your face. We'll see you later.